Recently, this guy called Eric Kaufman produced an interesting report of how less people in the US are identifying as transgender. Solid evidence is some sort of virus leading kids to be trans. Of course, this is complete nonsense. Firstly, Kaufman uses the number of people identifying as neither male or female, which, unless the definition of transgender has changed suddenly, is not even close to being the same thing. Being transgender is when people identify as a different gender than the sex they were assigned at birth. It's in the name, trans, meaning to or on the other side of, and gender, meaning gender identity. What Kaufman is looking at here is non-binary people who do not identify as men or women. Of course, there are nuances, there always are, but this is basically the gist. So Kaufman's claim that transgender identification is crashing seems wrong, for one pretty obvious reason, a reason that any academic in their right mind would see. But the problems don't stop there. Statistics based on surveys need weights, so that their figures are more representative of the greater populace. This is pretty standard across all of academia. So, looking at Kaufman's statistics, he didn't even try to use weights. Jacob Eliasson, a data scientist, went through the work of adding in weights to the faulty data, and it doesn't show the same trend that Kaufman got. In fact, it shows the exact opposite trend over the past 2 years. Kaufman gave some unusual justifications to this, which are explained in Eliasson's article. See the second source below. In summary, he went in the face of both the organizations that collected the data and also basically all of data science by saying that he didn't need weights. This is illogical, and it seems strange that he wouldn't admit that his data is faulty. If Eric Kaufman was a good academic who respected science, then he should have at least pulled the misinformation and issued a public apology. But he didn't. He doubled down, claiming that his data was somehow correct, despite that being completely false. So, why? It seems clear to me that he has a motive for lying, and that motive becomes clear the second you look into him. Kaufman has expressed that anti-white ideology is taking hold among leftists, leading to right-wing populists taking power. This view that the vaguely defined left is against white people is completely false. White people have always had privilege in society, while black people, Hispanic people, Native Americans, and all other people of color have been oppressed. At no point was anyone suggesting in their right mind that we should oppress white people. What Kaufman was afraid of here isn't white people being oppressed, but others being equal. Just this one fact makes Kaufman clearly racist, holding white people above everything else. It seems that with the publication of his disinformation, people like Matt Walsh have claimed that they have destroyed transgenderism, and Elon Musk claimed victory over transgender people. Instead of supporting facts, Kaufman gave ammunition to others trying to oppress transgender people. With his refusal to apologize for his lies, it becomes clear that this was intentional. A past of claiming that supporting black, indigenous people of color gaining equality is somehow harming white people shows that he already places certain people below others. Kaufman's reason for lying is to further the oppression of transgender people. Much of this information was sourced from Erin Rue's blog post on the matter, link in the description. I would recommend you read her blog post for more information on the accuracy of Kaufman's poor survey. Thank you for watching.